Alright, boys and girls, I guess we're gonna need some more input because y'all done went and surprised the mess out of me. You see, I really expected y'all to say, finish the body drop, take care of the bed, get the bed where it needs to be, because right now it's not. I even went out back and drug out this metal frame so that we had some materials to work on it with. But for some reason, you guys said, finish up the front end, get that squared away, make it run, stuff like that. I think y'all just like to watch me suffer, because I ain't know nothing about none of this stuff right here. And y'all know this. Now, I don't mean that you guys collectively, for the most part, said work on the front end. I mean, every single person that left a comment said, move forward on the front end. So that's what we're gonna do. But that's gonna require a conversation, because if you go to my channel and back up several videos, you'll find that we did actually get that engine running. There is a Will It Run video on my channel. Now, 100% this front clip needs to be mocked up, put in place, checked out. Everything needs to be copacetic. We'll make sure that that's the case. Now, we know the engine runs. We have not heard it since the exhaust has been installed. We do still have to put our bungs in place. And we got some welding down here to do once we get the clip mocked up and in place and what have you. But herein lies the problem. Every single thing that goes on this truck is gonna have to come off this truck so that we can do the paint work for the third time on the frame. Why? Because way back when, I jumped the gun. So, this entire frame's got to be repainted, and we got to do plenty of welding on the frame before we get to that point. So, anything that goes on this truck has to come back off this truck. With that in mind, my radiator's up there in that box right there. But do I really want to install the radiator, get it plumbed in, put fluids in it, just so that I can pull it, the engine, and everything else off the truck? I don't know. I've never built a truck from the frame up. Now, I do love the idea of make this truck move under its own power, but that also means it needs to stop under its own power. And obviously, we can't make that happen right now. Besides, it ain't like I got a whole bunch of money I can be spending on brake parts right now. Especially considering that once the brake lines get run, we're gonna have to pull them off to paint the frame. But I do not disagree with the idea of get this front clip mocked up, get it in place, make sure as to how it looks. I think it was James Cook that said once we get the front clip mocked up, then it'll give me some motivation to work on the rest of the truck. And he ain't wrong. Now, my man Zach Skipper said go ahead and take care of the bung holes while the front clip is off the truck. That'll make it easier. And logically, that makes perfect sense to me, but there is one problem. I don't want to use the word research, because watching YouTube videos ain't exactly research. Research is what you do in a library with a bunch of academic paperwork. And YouTube ain't exactly research. But I did my best to find out where the most proper place to put an O2 sensor would be. Now, most of the YouTube experts that I saw said that it needs to be about 2 to 6 inches past the collector. And I figure they probably have way more knowledge than me. I mean, they're on YouTube. pushing this out there with authority. And they're not even using phrases like, I think, and maybe, or perhaps we should. They point blank said 2 to 6 inches. I saw it on the internet. It's got to be true. And that's the collector, and that would put it right above the frame, except that pipe is leaning that way, which means that the bung hole is going to have to go in at an angle so that the O2 sensor will clear the frame. The next viable option is right here, because there's enough room. There's not enough room behind that plate to put that O2 sensor. Remember, the top half of that pipe sits above the floor line right here, so that's not an option because we got that plate covering it. But we could put it back here, but that's way more than 6 inches. You can ask any woman on the planet about that. That's more than 6 inches. Now this area right here seems to be the most feasible, and if we're being honest, it would definitely make it a lot easier to change the O2 sensor because you just pull the tire off to access that area. But I don't know if that's ideal or if maybe we might need to put it in here somewhere. Well, under there somewhere. That'd be right in front of the muffler, before the muffler, but I don't know. Give me your thoughts. Peace, love, and mini trucks.